In some very unsurprising news, the SEC is not adhering to judges' orders yet again. Now, twice previously, Judge Netburn, ruling over the SEC versus Ripple case, has ordered the SEC to turn over documents relating to their internal discussions and communications about their thoughts on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. As of right now, they've yet to turn over any documents relating to that order, and Ripple's attorneys are now on top of it. Bloomberg's analysts think that Bitcoin and Ethereum are on a much different track than what the trends have been showing the last couple of weeks. I'm going to be talking about what these analysts are actually saying about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and what that could mean for XRP and the market in the near term. There was another YouTuber who actually looked at those comments and gave his own predictions in terms of what XRP could actually be worth if Bloomberg's predictions actually come true. And if you've been on any social media platform, including YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, you've seen that anytime Elon Musk tweets, Bitcoin seems to tank, at least when he insinuates bad things about Bitcoin. Now, I recently saw on Twitter that there's some people that are now thinking that Elon Musk isn't necessarily causing the price of Bitcoin and thus the rest of the crypto market to actually tank whenever he tweets something negative, but rather that he actually knows when there's about to be a major drop and simply tweets beforehand, thus basically flexing his knowledge of the technicals and charts of what Bitcoin's actually going to do. So I have a bit of a prediction based on some information that I saw on Twitter, and it'll be really interesting to see what happens. And finally, Jeremy Hogan, who is an outside attorney covering this SEC versus Ripple case, recently just put out a video that explains basically the whole settlement process and what the settlement with Ripple and the SEC could actually look like based on some of the other cryptocurrency cases that have actually gone through this process. Even though this case in particular is very different than those others, Jeremy lays out exactly what it could look like and all the different variables that could be a part of it, but it's actually a very cool analysis of what the settlement process could actually look like. Hey everyone, my name is Randy and welcome back to the Late Night Grind. And on this channel we are covering the SEC versus Ripple case as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any of those topics interest you, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell notification icon. That way YouTube will send you that notification when I release a video. And if you're feeling really generous, I'd really appreciate it if you go ahead, give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out with a newer YouTube channel like this and basically just tells YouTube to share this video with other audiences. So if you do that, I greatly appreciate it. All right guys, well let's jump into it. So like I just mentioned, Jeremy Hogan is actually covering this case, does a fantastic analysis of the settlement process. He actually goes through a couple of different variables in terms of what a settlement could look like, in terms of there being a civil judgment, meaning Ripple would actually have to pay something, but he also talks about the possibility of them using the actual XRP that Ripple has in escrow and kind of going conspiracy theory a little bit and actually having Ripple use that as part of the judgment or part of the judgment payment. And there's all kinds of scenarios that he actually lays out very well in that video. So after you're watching this one, you can go ahead and check out his video. I'll link that in the description below. Also, Bloomberg, it just came out with their own analysis of Bitcoin and Ethereum in their prediction of where it's actually going right now. Now, their analysts are actually suggesting that Bitcoin and the crypto market as a whole is still in a very bullish market, even though the last month or so it looks like the opposite. But what their analysis shows is that they think Bitcoin is still on a trend to surpass the all-time high and actually hit 100,000 before it would actually consolidate and go back down to about 18,000, which is what they would be anticipating if Bitcoin would continue this consolidation and price drop. Now, they also speculated that Ethereum follows the same trend, and their prediction was that if Bitcoin would continue up and continue to hit that 100,000 price point, that Ethereum would probably be 10,000 plus. So if you're holding Ethereum as well, that's probably good news. Now, I've seen some other responses on Twitter about this, and I actually saw that Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, he actually made his own price prediction that if this were to actually come to fruition, he was actually thinking that the price of XRP would probably be in the neighborhood of maybe a $15 to $25 per XRP price. Now, of course, that's just a fun prediction, not necessarily based on any technicals, but if Bitcoin, of course, would basically triple from the point of where it is now, and Ethereum would quadruple from where it is now, the price of XRP would dramatically go up with it based on some of the extremely large multiples it's done in the past. Because if Bitcoin and Ethereum were to actually pump that much, probably wouldn't happen until the next couple of months. Well, by that time, there may actually be time for Ripple and the SEC to actually finally settle this case. Because if you've been watching my videos the past couple of weeks, it really looks like it's heading in that direction, as the SEC is basically grasping at straws. Now, they most recently filed a motion to extend discovery in this case by an additional 2 months, which is just kind of strange when you look at it as a whole, because they've literally had years to investigate this. They've already deposed Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, the executive and CEO of Ripple. They've already had a ton of time for the SEC to actually investigate and look at this and put their case together. And the fact that they don't have what they're looking for yet and are trying to extend this case even further, it's just kind of strange. But nonetheless, they're doing it. But now, on the other hand, Ripple's attorneys, they're really on top of things, because the SEC, not only are they trying to, for whatever reason, delay things, take their good old time, and extend this discovery period, they're not even coming up with the documents that the judge ordered them to. So on Friday evening, Ripple's attorneys filed a motion to compel the SEC to come up with the documents that the judge ordered them not once, but twice to come up with. That's right. Judge Netburn, who's been presiding over this case and several teleconference calls, ordered the SEC to come up with the documents of all the internal communications of what the SEC and all of the governmental agencies that have discussed this topic of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And to this date, there has been no documents turned in yet. James Filan, who's an outside attorney following this case as well, he actually posted this on Twitter, as well as all the motions. You can go and read them in their entirety if you love reading the legalese, although admittedly it is really fun reading Ripple's attorneys' letters, because they're very well laid out and it's not just a bunch of legalese. So in any case, we're going to have the weekend to take a look at things. But this weekend, I want you to pay close attention to something, because here's my take on what Elon Musk has been doing in this space. And so, based on some very fast research, my take on what Elon Musk is actually doing in this space, meaning tweeting negatively about Bitcoin and then seemingly crash the market, or I shouldn't say crash, knock the market down by 5, sometimes 10% at a time whenever he tweets something negative about Bitcoin. This all started a month ago when he tweeted that he's no longer accepting Bitcoin for Tesla because it's not environmentally friendly, blah, blah, blah. Well, since then, he's had a series of tweets that have not shined too kindly upon Bitcoin. And whenever he does, Bitcoin immediately drops, which is kind of shocking, because if you buy into an asset that you actually believe in, why on earth would you sell it based on what somebody says, even if it is the richest man in the world? So on Twitter, there are some speculation on some users that I've been reading that speculate that Elon Musk really isn't crashing the market. He's just following the trends and the technicals, and he knows when the price is actually going to drop, and times his tweet to happen just before that happens. Now, that sounds kind of conspiratorial, but based on some really quick research of when he sent out his tweets and when those market dips actually happened, those that actually follow and study the charts, which I don't follow, but I watch people that do that on a daily basis, and they mark up the charts with all the lines and graphs and everything that they do, timed out these tweets, and these tweets happened right against resistance and support levels. So somebody on Twitter was basically saying that Elon just knows when these markets are going to go up and when they're going to go down, and times his tweets accordingly. So here we go. My next prediction, based on some of the resistance levels that Bitcoin could be running up against to very soon. Some major resistance levels. My guess is that he's actually going to tweet out something on Saturday afternoon to maybe Saturday night on a June 5th. That's Eastern time. And the price of Bitcoin will probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of $38,000 to $39,000. It'll have to be bumping up right against that $39,000 level, which is a big resistance level right now. So keep your eye out on Elon Musk's tweets. I'll be really interested to see if that actually happens. Again, that's not my take. That was basically some takes on people that study charts and Elon's timing in the whole market. Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think, if that's just a big conspiracy theory, or if you think Elon Musk actually holds too much power, or if people are actually selling based on Elon Musk tweeting, or if it's traders selling that, thinking that people will sell based on Elon Musk tweets. Let me know what you guys think. I'd really love to know in the comment section below. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next video.